After seeing this movie, we'll come in terms with the fact that pastors are not perfect. Hi guys, Mercy is showing on TV on YouTube. Do well to watch it. I love how eloquent and simple but very direct this movie was. It's a story about a pastor who had crazy fetish. He had very crazy fetish. When I was done watching this movie, I learned a lot from this movie. Like, it made me realize that pastors are not perfect. They have their own crazy flaws. Because you're a pastor, that does not mean you cannot have sexual fetish. Because you're a pastor does not mean that you are completely perfect. Because to think that some of us worship pastors. There was a time that in my church, after I closed of service and all, so I was leaning close to my pastor's car. And one of the members just came, "Oh my God, why would you lean close to the pastor's car?" And I was like, "Is there anything wrong with it?" And he was like, "He's our father, he's our papa, you're not supposed to lean close to his car." I'm like, I jump on my own father's car, so I cannot lean. I was just leaning there because I was tired and they asked us to wait for a meeting. And I was so pissed, I'm like, are you worshiping the pastor or you are worshiping God? Anyways, before I digress. So, it just made me realize that pastors are not perfect. Chioma Chukwuka and Enyinna Nwigwe were the main characters in this movie, and my goodness, this is pure acting. You know, when people are they were so eloquent. Enyinna, such a beautiful man. That man is fine. He's a beautiful man. I cannot describe him as fine because he's more than fine. That man is fine. He bodied this character so well. He bodied it so well. Chioma Chukwuka, we already know how Chioma acts now. Chioma Chukwuka is one of our veteran actors that this woman, she can switch emotions. When Chioma wants to be emotional, when Chioma wants to be emotional, Chioma will be emotional. Chioma acts so well. Chioma Chukwuka acts so well. My problem with this movie was that they were telling us a particular story of how a pastor had a crazy fetish. But they were showing us a different picture entirely. They were showing us a completely different picture. I don't know, maybe they didn't want to go against the guidelines of YouTube, but they were showing us a different picture. I feel like the directors would have still showed us the picture and not go against YouTube guidelines. But they left us to our imagination. They made me wear my imaginative boots. I had to imagine it by myself. I had to imagine it. The director would have done better. But I would give this movie a solid 8/10 because it was direct. And the lady that acted his ex in this movie, my goodness, who are you? This lady acted so well. She did so well. They also made us believe that, the way they acted the story, they acted it in the light that having a fetish is a bad thing, or a pastor having a fetish is it made him a bad man, or he made him a very terrible man. I'm not saying that the kind of fetish he had was not crazy, but I'm saying that they just made us believe that him having that kind of fetish made him a completely bad man. He made him in the eyes of God, he's not worthy at all. That was what it made us believe. But what he needed was a safe space. What he needed was therapy. He needed therapy and a safe space. At a point, I even felt like he married the wrong wife. You get? He married the wrong wife. If think about it in another way, I felt like he married the wrong wife. But this movie, this movie was a solid 8/10 for me. Maybe because I like the actors, because not to objectify anybody, not to objectify anybody's husband or objectify anybody's baby papa, but this man is a beautiful man. He's beautiful in all sense. Enyinna is beautiful in all sense. Watch Mercy on TV and tell me what you think about it. Bye guys.